Hi everyone, it's Raleigh, and today I'm planning my Hobonichi Cousin for the week of July the 7th. And today is July the 7th. It's the evening, Monday evening. So I didn't quite meet my goal of getting this done on the weekend, but it's Monday, so better than last week. So we're gonna take that as a win. This week I want to do a little more time tracking. So I think I was debating what washi or kind of theme to use, and I think I just want to go with something really simple. So I've just picked out some washi and things that have like a white and green theme, leaves, because I think I want to keep it kind of simple. I've had some nice colorful ones the last few weeks, but I think this will complement what I'm planning to do. And I've been looking forward to doing this. I'm not quite sure why I didn't get this done on the weekend. I actually had a very low-key weekend, but I don't know. I enjoyed doing this, but I also kind of have to have the feeling like I'm going to enjoy it. And something about the weekend, my mind was just sort of turned off a little bit. I think my father unfortunately had a bit of a scare on, I think it was last Thursday, and yeah, little time in the hospital. He's okay. He's just fine. But it just sort of threw things off a little bit. And so, yeah, I just let myself kind of decompress over the weekend. And here we are. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. All right, now I got to figure out what I want to do for the dates. I don't want to use a ton of stickers this week. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to write in I think I'm just going to write in the days of the week, but I'm going to put some color behind them. Last week was nice because I did have the day off for Canada Day, which was great. And I ended up taking Friday off as well. So I had a long weekend. But yeah, I was looking forward to this week. Oddly, it'll be the first time I've worked like 5 days in a few weeks. So we'll see how I make out. All right, yeah, I think I'm just gonna, I am just gonna write these in myself. And I think I'll just do abbreviated. Oh, I like the way that looks. That green is my favorite. All right, so I finished putting in the days of the week, and now gotta figure out what's next. So I do want to use some of this other washi I have. It'll also bring in a little beige, so another color I can use. And I think I'm just gonna put little bits over here. No big lists this week. And Thursday I'm actually gonna be in my office, going into the office for an all-day meeting with my team, which will be nice. It's always nice to see them. I work from home, we all do, so it's not that often. We talk quite a bit, but it'll be great to see everybody. Hopefully have a nice day. It's still really hot here. On the weekend in particular, it was very hot. And so that was part of the reason I just sort of wanted to have a low-key weekend. Been kind of bummed out. It's been so, well, it's not so much the heat, the humidity, that I still haven't gotten out for like a good walk, which is one of my goals. I think it's supposed to cool off a titch the next couple days, so I'm hoping if I get out in the mornings, that will work. All right, let me see. What do I want? Okay, so I want to block off my time for work, and I think I'm just going to use the pen. Just grab a ruler. And usually I work from 7:30 to 3:30, so I think that's what I'll put in. If I can find, there we go. Oh, you know what? I should probably turn this around. Yeah. Oh my mind is kind of not all there. Now, to be fair, I had a very busy work day and it all went well, which was great, but I think I used a little more of my brain power than I expected. All right, let me get these down. So I've got my little line to mark off my time for work, and I think I'm just going to put work, just write it in kind of under this. So I've got some of the beige to bring in some of the color from the thicker washi I put down. And yeah, I think I'm just going to write this in myself too. Yeah, today actually was a good start for a Monday. Yeah, work went well. I was able to, usually during, so I have my break in the morning, my lunch, and my break in the afternoon. And so usually I try and do something, even if it's something small. And I did pretty well today. I had to follow up on some car insurance stuff and some tax stuff. So I did that, some stuff I'd been procrastinating. And I was able to call some friends during break, which was nice too. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Oh my goodness, seeing the work hours like that just makes me realize or wonder what I do with some of my time outside of that. Um, okay, let's see. Oh, I do want to put a note in here because I will be traveling into the office. So yeah, I like to do these kind of more time blocked ones. I don't do them that often, every couple of months. It's good just to get a visual representation of what you're doing in the day. And after the meeting, so a bit after hours, I'll be returning home. And I've been debating how much I want to like pre-populate. I'll put in my stuff from today and maybe a couple things. It's always that debate of like, do I put it in, and then if I don't do something, am I going to feel bad? But then I want to be motivated by it as well. So I think I'll put a few things in. I think something I have been lacking lately is just a bit more routine. I think my brain and my body just kind of shut off when I stop doing things. Once I get started, I'm okay, but otherwise I just sort of sit. So I don't want to, and it's nice now that the days are longer and it's lighter later. So I want to make sure to get a few things done. And I always do feel better when I start accomplishing things. On the weekend, I think it was Saturday, I hadn't done much Friday, but then on Saturday I got my errands done and did some tidying up around my place. And I always feel good when I do those things. It's just getting the motivation. So I think I'm just going to use to denote things I'm doing, just like a little green. This one's a little darker. Somehow, in the time that I did those swatches under the days of the week and the time I went to get a marker for this, I somehow lost the other one. I really don't know what is going on. I'm not going to think about it too much. And then, yeah, this, and then, yeah, so I think that's how I'm going to do them. I like this look. It's kind of nice and simple and clean. So I'll start to fill in some of the things I did today during my breaks and lunch. So I think for July, I think the only big thing I have left to do is and go to the optometrist. But over the last few weeks, I've been able to knock off quite a few things, which is nice. Not terribly exciting things, but things like, getting the car in for maintenance and going to the dentist and, just little things. I'd also been contending with the last week my cat Winona, who had a little belly issue. Thankfully, the medication was working on her, although the poor thing, I don't blame her. She's not thrilled. And it's not a lot. I know there's so many people who go through so much more with their pets, but thankfully it was just a couple pills and then a little kind of ointment for her belly. But the good news is it's working and her fur is growing back and her skin's getting healthier. So it was worth it. But I worry about her. So it's a lot of just being a little more vigilant. So I think that's why I was feeling a little, not off, but a little different the last week, because I think when you're focused on something like that, just constantly sort of checking, even subconsciously, it draws your attention away. And I'll put a note for me doing this. And yeah, so I'm just going to go in and I'm going to fill in some things that I know will be happening, and we'll start to get a feel for how it's looking. I'm not sure about the left. I think I want to do a tracking for the week, but we'll see. All right, here it is. So I spent some time filling in a couple other little things. I brought in some gray as well. And I'm just going to use this to track a few things this week. One of the things I did remember, and I didn't continue filming before I started doing it, was so all the stuff I use in this is from Coffee Monster Co. And they have these little teeny stickers called tiny icons. And I don't use them a ton, but I thought they go perfect with this because it's black and white. So I put them beside some of the activities I've been doing, and then I'm going to use it to track when I'm doing planning work, because I want to do, one of the things I want to do this week is get sort of caught up on a few little planner bits and pieces, my daily stuff, and also my traveler's notebooks that I use. So I want to put a bit of focus on that this week. Also just some home cleaning and tidying up. And then also just either getting out or doing Pilates, some sort of activity. And I've very ambitiously put that I'm going to go for a trail walk the next 2 mornings. So we'll see how that goes. Just move this a little bit. But yeah, I'm liking the way this is looking, and I'm curious how it's all going to get filled in. I do have about 5 or 6 things that I know I want to get done this week, but I just was a little uneasy about putting them down. So I kind of did today and tomorrow, and then we'll sort of see how the rest of the week goes. But yeah, I really like the feel of this. So, and I thought I'm going to try and stick with the tiny icon since that's sort of the theme. And I think I've got one. Yeah, I'll use that one instead. Cool. And what else? I don't know. Oh, I am going to separate out the weekend and the left side, but then I think that might be it. So kind of every day I'll hopefully fill in things that I want to do. And yeah, I think this is a good one for this week, so that I won't feel too overwhelmed. And yeah, a bit of a different feel than kind of the last few weeks. So get this down. It's nice to change it up a bit. I say that, but you know, and this is my 3rd year in my cousin, and probably the layouts, there's like a handful of different layouts I use, but it's just what kind of works for me. And so I'm happy to go with it. And I'll just put this down as well. And I do have one other little piece of this washi strip that I should probably use. You know, I won't do time tracking on the weekend, so maybe I'll just I'll just put that extra piece down there and split it off so that I do have room for maybe a next week list I can use down there. Let's see. Yeah, put this down. And actually having a kind of flower leaf theme will be a good reminder for me to water my little gardens in the front, which I have to admit I occasionally kind of lose track of, but I want to keep them healthy. They're just 2 little tiny gardens, but I like them. All right, so I think this came out really well. I'm really happy with it. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching the video, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.